Okay, good evening and welcome to the November 18th business meeting of the Germantown Board of Education. Chairman Griffith is traveling for work today, so I'll be running the meeting. We are called to order at 6:05 p.m. We welcome public comment during our business meetings, and if you would like to speak during the public comment portion of the meeting, we have forms you can grab on the back table in the lobby there, and you can take them up to our board secretary, Ms. Drulinger, who's holding her hand up right there. If you'd all now join me in a moment of silence. Okay. Mr. Hendricks, would you please lead the Pledge of Allegiance?
Surely.
Next on the agenda is the approval of the agenda. Is there a motion regarding the agenda?
Move to approve the agenda.
A second.
Motion made by Mr. Curry, seconded by Mr. Ellis. Is there any discussion? Mr. Drulinger, if you'd please call the roll.
Mr. Hendricks,
Yes.
Mr. Curry,
Yes.
Mr. Ellis,
Yes.
Mr. Strain,
Yes. Motion passes. Next item on the agenda is recognition and awards. Mr. Manuel.
We have a lot of people to recognize, so we'll explain how we're going to do it. So when I call your team, if you would stand up first, and we're going to say a little bit of something about your team, and then we're going to have everybody come up, and we're going to take a big group picture together, and also probably do some social media too, so just be ready. Tonight, we have the joy of recognizing student athletes whose fall seasons brought home major state titles and a whole lot of Dolphin and Mustang pride. Cross country and soccer might play out on very different fields, but they share the same foundation: discipline, teamwork, and heart. This year, our athletes showed all three in unforgettable ways. First, we would like to recognize Dogwood Elementary's cross-country excellence. So if we could have all of the Dogwood athletes stand up and stay standing for a minute. We're going to talk a little bit about each of them. So we got to embarrass you while you're standing up. At the Tennessee State Elementary Cross Country Championship, Dogwood Elementary brought home not one, not two, but 3 state titles: varsity boys state champions, JV boys state champions, and JV girls state champions. And when you add in last year's varsity girls state championship, Dogwood has now earned 4 state titles in just 2 seasons. That is incredible. It's worth mentioning that this varsity's girls team held the same title for 3 consecutive years. We'd also like to recognize their coaching staff. So if when I call your name, please stand up. Stacy Schwartzman. Stacy. Along with her assistant coaches, April, Nathan, Chad, Lacey, Andy. And their teacher sponsor, Kelly Martins. And Principal Miss Woody, if you stand up, welcome. We would like to get a picture of our state champions, and we have certificates for you, but we're going to let your coaches and sponsor help pass those out. So if we could have all of our Dolphin runners please come up to the front of the room, and we're probably going to do some different pictures along with the adults and coaches. Please come up too. We're going to do a big one first, and then we're going to split up into groups. Everybody first. I don't think so. I think they ought to be, unless I want to, it looks like they are over there. So they're going to take the knee. And everybody in the front, we're all going to take the same knee. So we're going to put our left knee forward, which is this side over here. We're going to put our left knee forward like this. All right, ready? Okay, now we're going to have some people step out so we can take some turns. So first, let's go with our boys stepping out, and we're just going to have our girls team first. So boys step out, girls stay. Just step over here. She can't be down there by herself. Nobody wants to be down there too. Come on. Now let's slide this way, slide this way. You come up this way. Yes. Come on. You better get in. Awesome. So we have girls step out. We're having our boys team come in. Boys come in. Except when I got to high school, there was one shorter than me, so I got 11. Okay, now big group back in, and you got to do social media. The girls slide back in. So give me the front row. Oh, we gotta wait. Everybody's gotta wait like this because y'all are the champions. Yes, very good. So I don't think Scott is here. That's fine. We'll see who steps up for them. Okay, we're ready for our next group. Our next group, if we could have our Houston Middle cross-country state champions, please stand up. Where's our Houston Middle cross-country state champions? Now, I think some of these runners also helped the Dogwood Dolphins in previous years with their state championships. But the tradition of excellence continues as students move into middle school. This year, the Houston Middle School varsity girls cross-country team captured the state championship, showing remarkable toughness and consistency on a very challenging course. Their achievement speaks to years of hard work and a program that continues to grow stronger each season. We are incredibly proud of these athletes and the coaches who support them. Congratulations to Scott McNeil, and I think he couldn't be here this evening, along with assistant coaches Katie, Nathan, and Jared. Katie, Nathan, and Jared, if y'all would also stand up if they're here. And we'll take a moment. I think one of our board members, Mr. Curry, actually saw firsthand and got to see some of the incredible things that happened this year. So, Mr. Curry, if you want to come down and join us.
All right, I appreciate the allow me the personal privilege here to speak to the accomplishments of this team. This team won the second ever TSSAA state championship for Houston Middle School, which was a huge accomplishment. Now, the next team, the soccer team, will have been the third, but in the span of a week, the girls won on a Saturday, and then the girls soccer team turned around and won the next Friday. So 2 of the 3 state championships, TSSAA state championships for Houston Middle, were won in the span of 7 days, which is quite an accomplishment. The girls won 2 state championships this year. So the first, obviously, was the TSSAA. They competed against the schools that they will see when they go on to play at the high school, or if they continue to run at the high school. They will see those teams. And then the Knoxville Youth Athletics, which is similar to the Memphis Youth, that is where you're running against homeschool, private school, small, large. You're all running in one race. And they saw a different set of runners, and they conquered that course as well. So this team made history. Girls, when you go and do your grad walk in 4 years at Houston Middle, that trophy's going to be there, and I want you to remember what you accomplished. All the hard work and dedication, you truly made history. This team was only the second girls team in state history to win both the TSSAA cross-country championship and the Knoxville Youth Athletics Tennessee state championship. So thank you, girls. Thank you, coaches. Thank you, parents. It doesn't happen without everyone working together, but this team, you will always remember and always be remembered for what you did. Congratulations.
I'm like, it's about them.
And last but not least, and I know that people are playing other sports, so we don't have everybody here who could be here, Houston Middle School's girls soccer state champions, if they would stand up, please. We are thrilled to recognize the Houston Middle School girls soccer team who brought home the state championship after an outstanding season marked by teamwork, resilience, and relentless effort. Their championship win reflects the very best of what sports can do: build confidence, bring students together, and create lifelong memories. Many of these talented young athletes are busy playing in club soccer games this evening, but I'm excited to be joined by their head coach and a few members of their team. Coach Wendy Perkoski, she's already standing. Thank you for everything you do. And assistant coach Matt. Is Matt here also? Nope, okay. I was lucky enough to get to coach soccer for 10 years when I was at Houston High School. And I can't tell you how special a win like this is, because you can be the most talented team on the field, but you have to have luck and you have to get breaks and things just have to click perfectly. So for y'all to win this is truly incredible. It's something you can always remember, that you were the best of the best. So if we could have our girls soccer team come up, and Coach Perkoski, if you would come on up. And Miss Davis.
This is the first TSSAA girl.
Oh, is this their first? Oh, yes.
First ever. State
First
champion.
ever. To all of our runners, our soccer players, our coaches, and the families who support them, thank you. Your commitment, sportsmanship, and teamwork embody what it means to empower personal potential. Congratulations to all of our state champions. We are incredibly proud of you. As always, you are welcome to stay for the meeting, but at this time, you're free to go. If you want to grab cookies on the way out, please do, because otherwise they stay here. Thank you all very much, and congratulations.
Okay, I was hoping we just play the music the rest of the meeting, but I guess not. All right, next item on the agenda is reports. Mr. Curry with the Tennessee legislative update.
The legislature still stands adjourned. Next month, I will be presenting the legislative agenda, which will be voted on by this board and presented to the public and to our local members of the General Assembly, and I look forward to having that discussion next month. And that concludes my report.
Next report is the chairman's report. Board members' district-related activities since our last meeting included the following. All board members attended the Houston High football game against Collierville, attended and/or participated in the Germantown Education Foundation's Run for Education, attended Houston High's Stang Fest, attended a joint meeting with the Board of Mayor and Aldermen to discuss funding for the Houston High Master Plan, and with Superintendent Manuel and Board Secretary Drewlinger, attended the Tennessee School Boards Association's Leadership Conference and Annual Convention in Nashville. Board members Hendricks, Ellis, and Strain, went too far, attended Houston High's Donuts and Dialogue, hosted by Principal Hallie Ross. Board members Hendricks, Curry, and Ellis attended the Houston High football game against Germantown, which Board member Curry wanted to note was the third consecutive year Houston has eliminated Germantown from the playoffs. Board members Hendricks and Ellis attended the Veterans Day celebration at Forest Hill Elementary. Board members Curry and Strain attended Houston High's Preview Night, which was an event welcoming incoming 8th grade students and their families, and watched a live stream of the Houston High girls soccer team state championship game against Bearden. I don't know if any of the other board members, they may have been on there too. Board members Ellis and Strain attended the Germantown Chamber of Commerce's October luncheon featuring Mayor Palazzolo as speaker, and board member Hendricks and Strain attended the Dogwood Elementary cross country's team year of end banquet. In addition, board member Hendricks attended Campbell Clinic's Orthopedic Day of Exploration and attended the Houston High football playoff game against Ravenwood. Board member Curry also attended the Tennessee School Boards Association's October Legislative Liaison meeting and presented a clinic on legislative advocacy during the Tennessee School Boards Association's convention. And I just want to say, I think on behalf of everybody who was there, that was really one of the best presentations I've seen at the school board convention. So thank you, Mr. Curry. It was very informative and helpful to encourage other boards across the state to engage their legislators in advocacy. Board member Ellis also attended I Love America Day at Riverdale and attended the Cheer and Palm Bluegrass Regionals. And finally, I also attended the Houston Middle Cross Country Team's end of season banquet. I can't remember if Mr. Curry was there also. He was there. And Chair Griffith didn't get a chance to send me her activities, but I'm sure she probably had 5 or 6 other activities that we haven't identified. And now for Chair Griffith's report. As we move through this season of gratitude, Chair Griffith finds herself reflecting on the extraordinary impact our schools have on the Germantown community and how deeply thankful she is to be a part of it. Every day in classrooms and cafeterias, on playgrounds and performance stages, GMSD students are growing into thoughtful, capable, compassionate individuals. This is not by coincidence. Many of you know Chair Griffith doesn't believe in those. Instead, it's the result of dedicated educators, supportive families, and a community that believes in the value of public education. Chair Griffith is thankful for our teachers and staff who bring heart and excellence to their work, for our students who inspire us with their curiosity, resilience, and joy, for our families who partner with us in trust and shared purpose, and for our community members who show up at board meetings, ball games, and band concerts to cheer on our schools and invest in our future. Our schools are more than buildings. They are the heartbeat of Germantown. They are where belonging begins and where potential is nurtured. Chair Griffith is also thankful for each member of this school board and for the unique gifts and talents they bring together to support the students of GMSD. Chair Griffith would also like to express her gratitude for everyone sitting in the room this evening for the work they do to support our district. Finally, Chair Griffith would like to commend all of our schools for their awesome Veterans Day celebrations and recognition ceremonies held last week. Chair Griffith and all of us here wish you and yours a happy Thanksgiving. That concludes the chairman's report and the financial report. Mr. Manuel?
So the board has received the total assets, liabilities, and fund balance for each fund on the balance sheet, but I'm just going to note some of the highlights. First, our health insurance fund. Our health claims totaled $673,000 for the month versus $519 budgeted, bringing our year-to-date total for claims to $3 million. That represents 49% of the total annual budget. In the cafeteria fund, SFE reported a net income of $31,000 for the month, and then the OPEB trust fund net realized and unrealized gains and losses on investments totaled $76,000 for the month. That is the financial report.
Thank you. And our final report for the evening is superintendent's report. Mr. Manuel.
So, as you know, we like to cover key components of our strategic plan during the superintendent's reports. So we're going to talk about opportunities today, specifically Objective 2.2.2, which is develop GMSD recreational, co-curricular, and extracurricular opportunities to expand student engagement and belonging. There have been numerous studies about how big a role this plays in how students perform in school, how engaged they are, and also on graduation rates. The College Board, which if you don't know, runs the SAT and AP programs, AP tests, also ACT. That body identifies these as being a true indicator of students' passion, their connection, their creativity. And so when students are applying to go to colleges and universities, this is one of the things that they look at, which is why it's so important in our strategic plan. So if you look at the numbers, there are 139 registered student-led clubs, and they're all officially recognized on our websites. There are 86 athletic teams. There are 25 co-curricular activities, which means they're activities where students perform or they participate in a group that's tied to a class, which means that there are over 250 ways for students to connect to the school and with other students. Now, this is also really important because a lot of the people who are running these clubs are volunteers. There are teachers, there are employees in our schools who are working hard to make sure that there are opportunities for students. So we're going to talk a little bit about some of those club opportunities that we have. So first, it's sad that our Dogwood Dolphins have now left, but most of them would be familiar with the Safety Patrol, which is one of those clubs and organizations they have at the school. They support a safe and smooth arrival, but more importantly for these students, it's their first chance to really act as leaders in the school. It builds their confidence and character, and it's something that we know that Dogwood Dolphins are proud to be a part of, our Safety Patrol. But there are, once again, hundreds of clubs throughout the district. So let's talk about some others. And hear from a voice at Houston Middle School.
Multiple students can submit their short stories, these artwork, like basically art, like whether literary or like drawings, digital art. I just like the creativity of it. I mean, if they want to channel their artistic perspective, like you can do basically anything in it. At the end of the year, we make the literary magazine, and where it's just like a big collection of all the art and poems we've received.
So if you heard from one of our students, they're talking about the Word Wranglers, which is an academic club in our school, but it's a creative way for students to really express themselves, and it's a literary magazine. So they can write poetry, short stories, they can include artwork, visual art, but it's a club for those people who are passionate or finding their passion for art and literature. So let's hear about another one of our organizations. There's Miss Baker, who was our TSBA Student of the Year, and so she got to have her award this weekend. She spent time with us, and she was actually talking about this opportunity at Houston High School. So it is the Youth in Government Club. It's sponsored by Rhonda Martin. They research, draft, and they present original bills. So if you think about what our board just did at Tennessee School Board Association, where they're looking at what bills they want to support, what initiatives they want to be involved in. This allows students to get an early taste with that experience. So they take on roles like senators, representatives, justices, the press. They work with their public speaking, critical thinking, and real-world leadership skills. But Youth in Government is another incredible program. It's part of the statewide YMCA program. So let's hear about some other clubs. So we've heard about an academic club at Houston Middle School. We've talked about a leadership club at Dogwood. Let's talk about our K-Kids and our Key Clubs. If you've ever seen the terrific kids bumper stickers that are around town, we're thankful for the partnership with our Kiwanis organizations, but they actually have sponsors who come into our schools, and they help to teach our children to really be involved with community service and how important giving back is to community and how you can make a difference. So they also are in all of our schools, and they have morning meetings, and they choose different charities or things to work with. Those are our K-Kids and Key Clubs, and I was a former Key Club sponsor at Houston High School. Let's hear about another organization
I'm
that is
president
also
of
about
Horizon.
giving back, and that is our Best Buddies and Horizons group.
So I'm president of Horizons, which is at a club at Houston High School. We meet once a month, and it basically integrates our exceptional learning students and our general ed students. Our biggest event is in the end of the year. It's in April. That's our field day. And the months leading up to that are monthly meetings. We meet with our teams, and we make friendship bracelets and Valentine's Day cards and paint pumpkins, and we basically just do things to get to know each other. So I'm a teacher's assistant for one of the special ed classes, so I get to interact with the kids and see them on the sidelines. But one of my favorite parts of Horizons is those mornings I get to hear them say, "It's Horizons Day," and then just getting to walk into the cafeteria and seeing them excited about talking to their friends and the gen ed students who they don't really get to interact with as much on a daily basis. So they feel a little bit more part of the Houston community, getting to interact with kids with all different abilities.
So whether you're talking about the Best Buddies Club at Forest Hill Elementary School or Horizons Club at Houston High School, we're talking about opportunities for students to have inclusion. We talk about how can they be involved with our general population of students, and how are they really building friendships and community partnerships. But if you think about students' experience and what they're going to experience in life, how many opportunities do they have an opportunity to work with students with special needs so that they can really understand that everyone's different and everyone has different needs and different supports that we need to provide. But it's also teaching our students empathy. How can we work with each other to really form those bonds and be connected? And one thing that makes our students truly special is this helps them become compassionate leaders. They truly build a heart for other students and other people in the community, so that as they become adults and we talk about their giving back to our community, this is an area for them that they may connect to in the future. And these may be our future special education teachers. I know a couple of them did work as assistants in our classrooms, some of our current teachers, before coming back and working with us. So let's talk about some other clubs that give back to the community. The Community Service Club at Houston High School, which is completely student-led and student-planned. They look at different ways that they can give back in the Memphis area, and so they do a whole bunch of projects. They work with our Honors Academy and Beta Clubs so that students in this organization are also just same as with the Key Club or with the Kiwanis K-Kids. They're learning how they can give back to our broader community. Let's look at some more clubs. Now we're going to transition to our athletic teams. So besides those connections, whether it's an academic club, students have the opportunity to perform on the field, on the court, or on the track. And so having lots of different options for students allows them to sample and try different things and really figure out what they're passionate about. So we're going to hear about a couple of them. Once again, we can't name them all because there are so many, but we're going to do some highlights. So first, let's talk about our cross-country and track teams. As you saw tonight, the number of kids and the amount of success that we have had with cross-country is because we provided this opportunity for students. And once we said that our elementary schools were going to have an athletic program, that they could be a Dogwood Dolphin running at a state meet, or they could be a Farmington Falcon or a Forest Hill Fox or a Riverdale Raider, having that opportunity to be on a school team has really changed the sport. And when you look at what's going to happen over the next few years, I'm very confident that we are going to create a tradition of dominance because our kids have been exposed so early running, and they've really developed a passion for the sport. So those cross-country and track teams are truly incredible opportunities for students to compete at the next level. Also, because of that success, it makes us think about what success we are going to have moving forward with lacrosse. If you're not aware, we added lacrosse to our elementary schools. We are now the official provider of lacrosse in the city of Germantown. And as students are exposed to that sport and are playing that all the way up, coming through in big numbers, I think that the future is really bright for our lacrosse programs, and we're going to start dominating across the state. Not that we aren't already. But let's hear about our
My favorite thing about lacrosse in general. My favorite thing about lacrosse in general is just how fast the game is and the unity that we have on our team. Now that our team is sponsored by TSSAA, there are so many benefits, such as we get to use the facilities, we play on the field, and just the whole community of Houston High School is with our team, and they know that we are competing for them. My favorite thing about Houston's lacrosse team is, like I said again, the unity. This group of guys, we've been together playing since like 3rd and 4th grade, and we just have a really good team, and I just love playing with them.
So we're excited because lacrosse is now a TSSAA sport, and we know once again that we're excited to see what they're going to achieve. We also have the badminton club sport, which is a club, but it's also based around the sport of badminton. At the Race for Education, I was trying to play badminton out there, and it's harder than it looks. Can't tell you how many times we're whiffing at the balls. But for our students to actually get to participate in something, it's not about the sport itself. It's about the connections. It's about just having fun and doing something that connects you to the school. But there is a badminton club sport at Houston High School.
My favorite thing about lacrosse.
So let's talk about other areas where students can plug in and get involved, and that's with the fine arts. So we'll talk about in our elementary schools. If you have not heard them before, there is a steel drum band at Dogwood, and there are also guitar clubs at our other elementary schools. But once again, these opportunities are really teaching students to become engaged and really fall in love with the theater or making music. It is a true option for them to be involved in fine arts. So if you haven't heard the steel drum band perform, they are incredible. It makes you feel like you're on vacation. But for the students, it's a really neat opportunity for them once again to fall in love and maybe find a lifelong passion for music. Also with our fine arts, there are art clubs at our elementary schools. They have early art clubs at Dogwood and Forest Hill where students can come in before the day and get to build confidence and once again explore different media of art. And we're excited because hopefully this will lead them into potentially becoming artists at the middle and high school level, and that may be how they choose some of their electives. And once again, find a lifelong passion.
So I always wanted to be in theater, and Riverdale, especially in like the last, honestly, like 20 years, has had a really, really, really amazing theater program. And I had a sister that did it, and you could audition in 1st grade. So I auditioned for the show. I never cared what it was. I just wanted to do it. And it's such an amazing community that I just kept going back. I loved Mean Girls last year because it brought so many people from Houston together, because it was such a beloved show. When you have 7 classes a day and all the class sizes are really large, teachers are able to connect with students a lot, but having a teacher who you see consistently outside of school and having a teacher that you know cares about you and knows you makes such a huge difference. And getting to meet people from other grades who you might not have classes with or be on the same course as is so amazing. Like knowing people that you just see in the hallway is so amazing.
And so if you haven't seen some of our performances in our drama program, whether it's at, I think ELF is coming up in a few weekends. If you haven't seen the Falcon Footlights plays before, if you haven't seen Riverdale's performances or Houston High School's, they really are incredible programs, and we've won numerous awards for our students. I think Chicago was one of the most incredible productions that we have done, but it's truly something where students can plug in, be connected to the school, find their passion, that can be something lifelong that they could enjoy. So that concludes the presentation, but I do want to tell everybody about where you can find all these different opportunities. If you go to our website and go to departments once again, take it back to the beginning. We'll go a little bit slower, yeah. Once again, if you go to our website and do the hamburger, click on About, go to Community. Then once you go to Community, you can see the Student section, Explore the Student Hub. Once you click on the Student Hub, it tells you about all the different options that you have, but you can look at the activities. You can choose athletics, fine arts, clubs and organizations, high school academies. You can look at fees. Once you do that too, there's also a link for each of the schools, so you can see the clubs at each of the schools. So if you are in a transition year where you're getting ready to go from one of our elementaries to our middle school, or going from Riverdale or Houston Middle to Houston High School, it's an incredible resource for students and families to look ahead and say, hey, what are you interested in? What do you want to click on, and what do you want to be a part of? So that once they enter those doors and become high school Mustangs, they're already going to have some options. Once again, these will continue to expand and change every single year. The students come forward with new ideas, and they get sponsors who are willing to support those clubs. But it's truly a way for us to empower personal potential and accomplish Goal 2.2, Objective 2.2.2. That concludes the superintendent's report. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Manuel. Next item on the agenda is citizens to be heard. Mr. Erlinger, did anyone want to be heard tonight?
No.
Okay. Next item on the agenda is the consent agenda. Is there which consists of approval of the minutes? Is there a motion regarding all items on the consent agenda?
I move to approve all the items in the consent agenda.
I second.
Motion made by Mr. Hendricks and seconded by Mr. Ellis. Mr. Erlinger, if you'd please call the roll.
Mr. Curry?
Yes.
Mr. Ellis?
Yes.
Mr. Hendricks?
Yes.
Mr. Strain?
Yes. Motion passes. That brings us to announcements. And let's see. Riverdale's Sound of the Season Band. Hang on. Yes. Riverdale's Sounds of the Season Band and Orchestra Concert is November 29th at the Germantown Performing Arts Center at 7:30 p.m. And I'm reading from an old report. I'm sorry, people. That didn't sound right. Okay, here we go. Okay. Several fall sports are in action. Please check the calendar or the district's website for details. Thanksgiving break is November 24th through 28th. Houston High's Fall Signing Day is December 3rd at 3 p.m. at the high school. HMS Strings is holding its winter concert at GPAC on December 4th at 7 p.m. Mustang Theater's production of a Monster Calls begins on December 5th. The Riverdale Band and Strings are holding their winter concert at GPAC on December 5th at 7 p.m. The Houston High Orchestra is holding its holiday concert at GPAC on December 9th at 7 p.m. Houston Choir is holding its winter concert at Germantown United Methodist Church on December 9th at 7 p.m. Houston High Band is holding its holiday concert on December 11th. Houston Middle Choir's winter concert is December 15th. Semester exams begin on December 17th. Fifth Measure's holiday concert is December 18th. And the last day of the semester is December 19th. And finally, the board's next work session is December 16th at 4:30 p.m. And the board's next business meeting is that same day at 6 p.m. And we are adjourned at 6:48 p.m.